Hello, you're very welcome to Classic English Academy Plus. Well, in fact, we are here because we want to start learning to make sentences. Simple sentence, one sentence. Compound sentence, two sentences. When we have a conjunction, we can connect two sentences together. Conjunction is a group of a very important word in English language. Well, they help us to put the sentences together to make a paragraph. And after a paragraph, we can go on with a report, with a story, a composition, an article, or an essay. Or we can go for a book and write a very beautiful book. Well, but we start from one single sentence, and I'm sure that you remember we talk about some nouns and pronouns starting a sentence because your listener does not have any idea who you are talking about. James is coming here. He is not very happy. James is or James coming here. We can connect James to is and say James coming here. He is not very happy. Okay, James as a proper noun changed into a pronoun in the second sentence. In fact, we can use variety forms of structures, but it is just an introduction to simple sentences and compound sentences. Little by little, we will bring some conjunctions, the words that are connecting these two sentences make longer sentences because they are very, very important structures. I am trying all my best to introduce very simple English that can help you to produce simple sentences. And little by little, I will, somehow try to introduce important group of words in English language and talking about variety of idioms, sayings, proverbs, and very different beautiful group of words we have in English language. In this lesson, we are going to compare two different kind of words, a pronoun and an adverb, it and there. Let's see what we have today. All right, this is session 6. Well, in fact, I remember that we talk about different kind of important things, like part of a speech and word order. No, I'm not going to write them, but I'm going to try to use them again to introduce you to important words for making hundreds of different types of sentences in English language. They are very important, and in this unit 37, Essential Grammar English, we have got these two as the starters. Look at here, this is very important. They are here for starters. It means we need to put them in the beginning of the sentences. Let's start it. The first one is the word there. Well, this is an adverb. Of course, I am talking about the time that we are going to use them as starters. Two words, two starters. Okay? I know that we can use these in some other parts of sentences. Yes, of course, we can do it. But here in Unit 37, as I said, we are using them as two important starters again. Okay, the second one is it. I'm sure that you know what it is. Well, it is, of course, a pronoun. And again, this pronoun can come in the beginning, in the middle of a sentence, too. Sometimes you see it at the end of a sentence. Okay, but here again, it is a starter. With there, I can use two types of verbs. When I am thinking about more than one, I need to bring are. When I am thinking about one, I need to bring is. Look at these examples. There are some important books. Yes, that is very, very important. Here, books. Why S here? Because we have got some here. And before I start saying this sentence, I already knew that I'm talking about books, means more than one. So I needed to bring the adverb here because of more than one. Again, I need a verb here because it is going to show something more than one. Okay, this is a set of correct English. There are some important books. Okay, and what about the time that we have there with one single noun? There is an important book. Oh, here we have one single noun. It is just one. We have one as an indefinite article. Well, in fact, indefinite article is a kind of an article which shows one single noun. But this noun has got an adjective, and this adjective starts with a vowel like I. We have got some vowels, you remember that? We have got some vowels that when we have this in the beginning of a word, we need to bring an instead of, well, like an apple, an important book, and the important says an important. The book is one single. Here we have is. So again, it is a set of correct English. All right, let's go for it. I would like to write it right here. It is better. It is always one single thing. And then I need to bring, and I can only bring, is for the present. It is an important issue. Okay, let's change the word. It is an important issue. Okay, the issue is a noun, is one single noun. Important is a word which we know it as an adjective, and of course it is uncountable, and there is no the matter of the countability or uncountability of the word important. The important is an adjective, in fact. Okay, we have got one. The set of one starts here. It is and is showing just only one thing, and it is one simple adjective for our noun, issue. It is an important issue. Okay, I'm sure that you know we can make the questions when we put these are there. Are there some books? Are there some books? Yes, of course. Of course, again, you can say yes, answering, or we can also say no. We are free here. Yes, there are. Okay, it's a matter of the positive, or no, there aren't. Of course, we again can make it a negative word. You see, that's very, very simple. Here we have are and not, simply. So, this is a question form. We put to be verb in the beginning of a sentence. Is very, very a special verb, of course, to start making a question. Well, we have the same thing with eat. Let's start it in a blank page so that we can understand things a lot easier. Yeah, that is nice. We can say it's a great time. Yes, it means we can do it. It's a great time. And if you want to make this question, you can say, is it? Is it a great time? Yes, of course. Well, we say time here with, of course, a question mark. We absolutely need it here. Okay, again, we can say yes, and we are free to say no. Yes, it is. No, it's. Let's write it more formal. Not. In fact, we are starting to learn formal language. I'm not going to talk about the slang words or some special phrases that native speakers usually use every day, but we are going to go there very, very soon. But this is very important. Before we start making some typical mistakes, which most of the native speakers do and they don't care about it, we do need to know the perfect English to write our compositions. If we need reports, if we are trying to make an essay or an article, we should have a perfect, correct English language, the way that most of the educated native speakers do it, and it is so easy to learn. Little by little, we can go and see these structures over there in upper levels, like pre-intermediate, intermediate, and upper intermediate. Okay, Unit 37, in fact, is trying to introduce these forms of it and there. Well, let's go for another matter of these two. Okay, that is the structure. Now, we are going to say why we need to bring there in the beginning of a sentence or it. In fact, there as an adverb is trying to introduce something to somebody. So, we are going to start talking about something. Maybe it is a news. Maybe I am just introducing, This is very important. Introducing. Okay. But with it, you are really going to show something. You talk about something that you are going to point it. Point it. Okay. Let's see if we can use it in pointing, or we can bring some news and introduction to a sentence. It's very easy, but we, as I said, do need to make a lot of sentences like these. You will see a lot of sentences everywhere, starting with either the or it. There are some different tenses in English language that we can bring these two over there too. Well, in fact, every sentence can have a very different tense. And every sentence can come with there or it. Yes, of course. We start a news like this. There is a problem. Well, we are talking about a problem. There is a problem with the computer. Okay, we are introducing. Maybe the listener, you are the listener. Okay, I am giving you the news. You do not have any idea that there is a problem with the computer. It does not start. Look at this. I am just pointing to the problem. It does not start. Well, little by little, we go to the second phase of introduction. Well, the verb introduction. This is a helping verb. Yes, of course. And most of the main verbs like these, okay, it's a group of a main verb. We need a kind of a helping verb like does not. But does not is the base and it has no meaning adding to the main verb. But its beauty is only to make it negative or question. Sometimes we are going to emphasize on something. I will tell you that we have a lot of different kind of jobs for helping verbs during our sessions. Little by little, we are going there and do the exercises, try to do all of them, but if we miss something, you really need to do it and go over the book several times. Okay, let's get back to there and it. So there is introducing something. Look at it. A lot of times you're going to talk about a news and you're going to introduce something to the listener, and you almost finish the sentence with it. So the beginning sentence starts with there normally. Don't say that it always happens. No. I just say that normally. Okay, normally we have there in the beginning of a sentence and it in the second sentence. The first sentence, the second sentence. Why? Because there has a job for introducing something and it has a job to finish the sentence. Well, finishing something. This is very important. Why? Because we are going to get the result, what I meant by saying these two sentences. There is a problem with the computer. It doesn't start. It means that you cannot work with it now. Maybe you need to go and ask somebody to come to repair it, or have a look, maybe they can fix it. Okay, let's go to Unit 37 and start doing the exercises today. Well, this is a very interesting because we have a book, and it is particularly very important because this book is very important internationally. If you go and try to read about this book has got very much fame around the world and among top teachers. So you can learn a lot of things from this book. This is going to help you a lot. Okay, Unit 37, and something very nice. I am going to start this session from the end of the exercises. So let's go for 37, well, 5, wow, number 7, yes. Number 7 says that a restaurant in this hotel. In fact, maybe the speaker is asking for a restaurant, or he is looking for a restaurant. That is, well, very important because the answer comes and says, no, I am afraid not. Well, this tone is negative. It means that the person is asking for something, especially when we see a question mark at the end of this. This must be like a question mark. Okay, now, am I pointing it, or I am just trying to get the news? Yes, you're right. You're talking about an existence of something. Is there? Yes, you're right. You're asking lobbyman or the receptionist, is there a restaurant in this hotel? Well, in fact, you're looking for a restaurant. Maybe you're going to have dinner tonight. Okay, so 37.5.7, exercise 7 says, is there a restaurant in this hotel? And says, no, I am afraid not. Okay, 37. Well, point 5, number 5. Well, 37.5. Well, again, the person is asking me something because I can see a question mark in the middle of these two sentences. And there is an answer. It says, yes. Okay, I am just getting the news, huh? Is there again? Yeah, look at it here. Is there anything good on TV? Look at it. This is very interesting. Is there anything good on TV? Be careful about the preposition for TV. We usually have on. Good on TV. We see TV most of the time in capital letter. So try to apply it. This is very nice. Okay, so it says, is there? It is asking a question because we have a question here. Is there anything good on TV tonight? It says yes. You remember that? If you have a question with there or is there, you do need to say it yes, there, or you are free to say no if you know that there is not any nice program. Yes, there is. Okay, or no, there isn't. Yes, that is true. We can say it. Unit 37. Exercise, well, 4 is very interesting. There are 3 boxes, and in each box we have got some words. The first box is introducing something nice. It says 50. Look at this one, nice. The word 50. Well, it's number 50, and it's the spelling of 50. When you hear E, you're thinking about 0 at the end of the number that you just heard. Fifth means 5, huh? 50. This E is 0. Look at it. Like 40. I'm just trying to help you to make it easy for your listening. 40, okay? We have got 30 or 20, or we have got 80, 90. This E goes for O at the end of the number. We have got another form which finished with teen. Like at it, this is, for instance, it starts with 13, of course, to 19. When you hear, okay, this teen, and you, for instance, hear 13. First, you hear it 3, and then teen, it means that 13. When you hear it 9, and then teen, 19. 9, and then teen. You're listening to 19, 1, 9. If you're listening to a voice, two people are talking, and you hear O again, okay, it must be something like ye, like 90. Look at it, 90. This E here at the end of that word is showing that it is not 19, but it is 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. This E. Okay. I just choose 50 in the first box. I am just, interested to introduce a lot of different kind of these simple but very, very important information at the time that I am trying to teach something, another thing, of course, important, like the exercises unit 37.4. And I just took 50 out of the box. And I just remember states. Yeah, a state is a part of a country. States is a plural of a state. Most of the English words go, single English words, of course, go, become plural with S at the end. We have got 50 states so far. Okay, where are they? What do you think? We have a country with 50 states, and it is very, very famous. Well, yes, you're right. This is the USA. The USA. You can also say the United States of America. Yes, you're correct too. Okay, we are talking about a news. We are trying to introduce something to somebody. We are going to talk about the existence. We are talking about the news. Okay, so I think you got it, huh? Yes, we started with there. Look at it. So we must think that what we are going to introduce, we are just going to point something out. Now, here we have introduction to something. There we have S here, states, and we have also 50 here. So there are two signs of plural nouns. We need plural verb here too. Of course we do. So there are, look at it, 50. This 50 is very important. 50 is more than one. So we need to bring a here. Okay, and then after there are 50, we say states. Okay, here we have got the yellow color again because it is going to show us that it is more than one again. In the United States. Okay, in the USA. Okay, that's finished. So there has got no idea about the rest of the sentence, predicate. After the there, we have, do you remember? We have a part of a sentence. It helps us to complete the sentence. This is called predicate because it is showing the R too. All right, let's go to 37.3. Exercise, very interesting exercise. Exercising is very important. Practice makes perfect. You really need to have practice, a regular practice, everyday practice. 30 minutes, started with 30 minutes, then go for 40 minutes, then go for an hour, and divide 2 30 minutes during the day, 3 30 minutes during the day, about 90 minutes. That is going to be little by little perfect. 37.3. Well, number 5 is very interesting. It is asking about something. How many? Yeah, do you remember? This is WH question. I love these words because they're going to make a lot of things clear for us. Students? How many students? This S, can you hear it? This S, of course, look at the book. The S is right there in front of you. Yeah, how many students? Aha, it is going to ask about a news. It is asking for a news. So we really need to say how many students, because it is more than one. We say, are there? Yes, are there? Well, in the class? Yes, of course, we can say. In the school? Yes, of course, we can say, are there in the class? Okay, this is it. And then you see and hear it says E. But before you say 20 E. When you hear 2 and E, you understand that this E is going to turn into 0 for you. Yes, this is 20. It's very interesting. Yes, this is a kind of a very, very simple technique that is going to help you to make things as easy as possible. Well, the answer between 2 people comes as 20. Person A and person B. Just imagine that you're talking and improving a conversation. You're listening to a dialogue. Okay, A says, how many students are there in the class? Well, very simple answer. In a short form, 20. We can also say there are 20 students in the class. Yes, of course, there are 20 students in the class. I do believe that most of my learners do need to make long sentences, and then little by little they understand where they need to say very, very short sentences. But as they are practicing English, they need to think in English. They need to pronounce words. Do not try to make things short now. Try to make longer, as long as possible. This is absolutely important. This is going to help you 100%, and you're going to change very, very fast if you follow the instructions and the way of practicing and exercising things step by step. Let's go to 37.2. That is very interesting exercise there too. Well, the question is very general and interesting. It says, write sentences about your town or a town that you know. Use there is because we are going to show one single thing, or there are because there are some important things. Okay, for example, I can say that there is a beautiful park. Yes, of course, beautiful park in my town. There are some good schools. Yes, of course, why not? But try as a beginner, if you are a starter, if you are a beginner, try to think all the time and try to find the plural and the singular nouns. Well, most of the time you see that I try to bring the adverb of quantity some with an adjective. Both of them are going to talk about a noun. And this noun sometimes is singular, sometimes is plural. If it is plural, of course, you know that the verb is plural too. But be careful, it is very important that you do this exercise too. Try to make different kind of sentences. Okay, sometimes you need an adjective for a noun. Yes, in English language, we have an adjective first and then a noun second. If you have an adjective, an adverb of the quantity, okay, we are going to talk about the adverb of the quantity in the first part and an adjective in the second part. Then we would bring in the third the noun of it. This is particularly important. some good schools. Do you remember what we talked about these structures? We talked about something. I'm sure that you remember it. Yes, of course, that is true. This is the matter of the word order. Yeah, I told you that we never and we cannot, in fact, leave the word order alone, because the word order gives us the rule how to put sentences to make a paragraph. And if you get back, you see how we put the words to make a sentence, then the sentences to other sentences to make a paragraph. The paragraphs are going to make a report or a letter. Well, maybe you're writing an article or an essay. It's very interesting. And then we can do a lot of different kind of things. When we have the base of thinking how to write and how to connect things together, we are going to speak automatically. It is going to happen without understanding. You're not going to control it very much to see if it works. You're thinking and you're pausing and you're writing, and then, well, in fact, you really need to focus on your writing sentences, and little by little, this kind of a practice is getting in you and you feel control. You feel an absolute conscious about controlling your sentences, how to start a sentence, for instance, with there or it, or maybe you need to start with a kind of a common or a special noun in English language like Tom or Emily. You are going to produce the sentence, for instance, talking about a school. You say, my school. Okay, perfect. So please try to watch this video several times, as long as you can think that you do not need any tips in this video. Try to write down some notes. Try to write down some sentences from the book in one notebook about this session. You can also write down session 6. Yes, of course, why not? Session 6, unit 37, and then add something to it. Like, well, there and it. And what are the uses and examples? You're going to make it perfect. After some time, you will see that you can control this as easy as ABC. Have a great time. Please leave comments about what you think, how I speak. Do I need to speak slower? Do I need to speak easier? Or shall I go faster and talk a little more complicated or something? Well, I will be waiting for your comments. Thank you very much. See you next session. Take care. Bye-bye.